All right, test one, two. Here we go. Let's grab everybody. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Depends on where you're watching from today. But Dante here, glad to be with you guys as always. Sorry about the late startup. I got locked out of a Google account, had to reset my password. You guys, I'm sure, know all the nonsense. Hey, look at that. Just like Adrian. If you guys have a question, I'm excited to be with you today. Happy New Year, first off. Hope you guys are excited for what is to come in 2026. I know I certainly am. We at ClickFunnels have great plans for the future. I've been able to see our 2026 roadmap. There's going to be some amazing things happening in OFA and just ClickFunnels in general, helping us, build a better software so we can run better businesses more efficiently, free up our time, and make more impact in the world. I'm super, super excited about it. But today, even though it's New Year's, you guys are the ones who show up. You're dedicated, you're ready to do the thing, and I'm excited to be here with you. So, if you have a question, something you would like to speak about, please feel free to raise your hand, just like Adrian and Dreamin have done. At the very bottom of Zoom, you'll see a little heart. That heart says react. If you click the heart, there's a button that says raise hand. That'll raise your hand just like everybody else. If you're here just to observe and be a part and learn from your colleagues, that's amazing. Feel free to just hang out and raise your hand anytime a question might come up. Let's start with Adrian. Good morning. Happy New Year. How are we today?
Good morning, Dante, and everybody. Happy New Year.
Morning.
I just want to start off by letting you know that my birthday was on Monday. So what I did was I I used your AI and I created a caption and I got a lot more visibility as well as engagement than normal. So I
Oh,
just
nice.
want
On social?
yes, on my I tried it on my personal account. I just want to
Oh.
figure it out just to see what's what. And I was surprised, I knew it would happen, but I didn't expect it to be that much engagement.
Wow. So you saw a really large increase.
Yes, compared to the last time that I actually posted on my personal account.
Oh,
So
great. So you said you put a caption. Do you mean like you put the words that you were saying on the post, like in
yeah,
the video?
yes. And it
Mm.
also gave me a couple of hashtags to use as well.
Come on with it. Nice stuff. Love that. So now every video that you produce follows that same formula and you keep getting increases. Love that. Great work.
Right. So I figured let me try it on my personal until I'm ready to do it on my business account. So
Hmm.
what I want to do is this morning is so when I first got into ClickFunnels, I was given somebody else's template to use. And I've been kind of like, working on that, but it's like as I learn how to do things on ClickFunnels, I noticed certain things shouldn't be on there. So it's this
Mm.
thing now that I cannot remove because if I remove it, it removes it deletes my whole entire funnel. So I
Okay.
don't know if there's a workaround for this. So if I can share my screen with you to show you what I'm talking about, I would
Please
appreciate it.
do. Let's take a look.
Okay.
By the way, what platform were you posting on?
IG and Facebook.
Great. Great, great. Okay. Let's
Okay,
check
so
it.
here's my screen. And I also had an AI photo shoot. So
Oh,
that's
nice. That's awesome.
yeah. So it's loading up now.
What did you use for your photos?
I use dot IA.
Nice.
I had about 25 different prompts.
Nice. Ideogram is my favorite image
Oh,
builder personally.
okay.
And also, if you ever want to start dabbling in like AI videos of yourself, AI is so cool for video.
Yeah, I've used Higgsfields before. Can you put the name of the first one you said in the chat so I can check that one out as well?
Yes, the first one was images. That is ideogram.
Okay,
Got
thank
it in
you.
the chat for you.
So here's what my funnel looks like. So right here you see that I have the sections up here and I can't really move my caption up, my header up because of this. And if I delete this, it's going to delete the whole entire funnel.
Ah, you're right. So what would you like for it to do?
Well, I would like for my caption to be up higher because
By
when
caption, you mean headline from
I
Nightlight?
yes, the headline, because when I look at it, everything is not completely above the fold. when I'm looking.
Ah, so you would like to really draw everything up.
Yes.
Cool. Really quick, let me teach you the hierarchy of building funnels. This is not even a ClickFunnels thing. What I'm going to show you. This is if you used any software in any place. This is if you were a coder and you built pages from scratch like it's the 90s. This is what all of them. This is how we build. Okay. I want you to start your mouse. Let me get my little tool. Start your mouse on the left-hand side here. Perfect, just like so. And you can see you have highlighted your green section. You seeing that?
Yes.
So funnels are built sections, rows, elements. I
Mhm.
like looking at building funnels like I like looking at building homes. Now, if you're a carpenter or a home builder here, I don't mean to diminish how difficult your work is and how smart you are. You're way better at math than I am. I promise you of that. But I look at building a home as three simple steps. First, I must pour my foundation. I have to pour the foundation that my home will sit upon. Once I pour my foundation, I have to frame the house. I have to frame and create the rooms, the living room, the bathroom, the dining room, the kitchens. So once I pour the foundation, I then frame the house. I create the rooms. And once that's ready, I just dress the house up, paint the walls, and add the furniture. Of course, home building is more difficult than that, but three simple steps: foundation, rooms, dress it up. Funnels are exactly the same way. If you guys are taking notes on this, the only notes I need you to take. Number one, foundation. Foundation equals section. Your green highlight. In ClickFunnels, everything has a color code: green, blue, and orange. It might look crazy right now, but I promise in the very near future, all you're going to see is green, blue, and orange, and you'll be much better for it. So, your section, your green section is the foundation. It is the foundation that everything lays upon. Once you put down your green section, start moving your mouse to the right, please. Let's highlight the blue row. There it is. Here's our blue row. Remember, rows are our rooms. So if you scroll me down a little bit, please, let's go to the bottom of this row. It'll be just a little bit lower. There it is. Click your action button, add row. Yep. Uh, Go to that row. Correct. And now add row. Lovely. So these are the rooms. I can have a one column row like you have, but I can also have a two column row, two rooms side by side. And then I dress those rooms up individually. Three columns is three rooms, four columns is four rooms. Do me a favor, put down a two column for me there, please. Just click that. Nice. Now check it out. Click anywhere on your funnel just to get out of your elements on the side there. Great. Now look, we have two rooms. So I could put an image on the left, a headline, and an opt-in form on the right. It's the foundations of design, gang. I first pour the section that everything lives upon. From there, I make my rooms. Do I want a one column, a two column, a three column? And then I can go to each room and dress it up with elements. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Everybody else in the chat, one for yes, two for no. Does that make sense? Did it leave you more confused? And this is so important to know this, gang, because especially as we're funnel hacking is still core and foundational to what we do here every single day. And many times as we're funnel hacking, we're looking at people that have these things and we're like, well, how did they make all that? How did they do that? It is just by learning the foundations of design here, sections, rows, and elements. Now that we're looking at it through that lens, I think I noticed something. Highlight your green section for me. You can just move your mouse out to the left and we'll find that green section. You're highlighted on it right now. Just scroll me down on the page. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, and look at that. There's my new scroll up just a little bit. Up. A little more. And right there, just move your mouse. There, I have my new add section button and I can see my first green line. So what that tells me is you made one giant section. You have one foundation and you put a bunch of different rows inside of that. That's not quite really how we build funnels the right way. Let me show you one more thing. Can you open up a new browser tab for me? Perfect. Go to sellingonline.com. .com. Enter. Check it out. This is one of Russell's funnels. And if you look at the very top, he did a great job designing this, so it's hard for us to actually notice these things. But if you look at the very top, he has his header. And if you look where I just drew on the page, you can see a clear line break. Do you see how this top header has a black background, but this down here has a background of people in the image? And can you see in the middle how there's a hard break right there? Maybe press on your keyboard, you're on a Mac, press Command plus a couple times for me, please. Hold Command, press plus. Yeah, a couple more times. Great. Okay, gang, can you see that clear, oops, sorry. Can you see that clear break where there's a black background that's breaking into the images? There's no people up here. This is a black background. Are you seeing that, Adrian?
Yes.
So this top header is its own section, and this top header has a background of black. This is a brand new section. Everything here and below. That's all a brand new section where he put a background of the image itself. You're with me so far?
Yes.
Great. Let's zoom out. Command minus, please, a couple times until we see 90 in the top right. Beautiful. I think we went to 80 there. Command plus. Oh, sorry, we were on 90. I'm crazy. Command minus. Okay, let's keep scrolling down. Let's check it out. So I'm looking at backgrounds really. Ooh, stop right there, please. Look at that break. Look at how we go from the background of the image to now just a new white background. You, Adrian, the way you built it with one giant section, you would not be able to do this kind of design because he's putting backgrounds on every section. So this is really how we want to build funnels. So far, we've seen 3 sections. Can you scroll me up to the top, please? So far, we have our top header with a black background. That is its own section. Then we have our above the fold section, which has the background of the people on it. As we scroll down, oh, and sorry, let me just look at this again while I'm here. Look at all this. It is just a 1 column row. So you know here's a section. Here is a 1 column row. And then he has his elements inside the row. Headline, subheadline, subheadline, video. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Come on with it. Okay, scroll me down a little bit more. Let's just wrap this up. So we have a top header, that's its own section. We have our above the fold, that's its own section. There's our next break, so we know that that is a new section. All of this, everything below, its own section. Let's keep scrolling. Cool. This all one section so far. He probably made a new section for all of this, if I had to guess. He might not have, but he probably did. Yep, keep going. This is all one big section. And I can really just tell by this simple background here. I'm just looking. There we go. Yep, keep going. Same section. Same section. Now just a bunch of different rows. Like this is a one that was a 1 column row. Here we go. There's a background break. I don't know where it happened. There was a little lag, but now we have a black. There we go. There's another section break right there. So does that all make sense?
Yes.
Amazing. If we build in that fashion, we're able to have these really great designs and break up the monotony of the page. So now that we've done all that, let's go back to your account. Thanks for obliging me there.
You're welcome.
So you have one giant section. What you should really start doing is put your mouse somewhere around there, your section break. And you could add a new section and then you can just drag and drop. Let's do this together really quick. Click add section. Let's make it a blank section and let's make a one column row. So now you added a new section. Click anywhere on your funnel. You can now click and hold elements and just drag the work that you already have. You already have a bunch of copy on the page. You can just start dragging that down to its own section. And you can really build this exactly like a real funnel will be built. Really quick, just grab your button, click and hold your button.
Which button?
See how it works.
Oh, okay.
Click and hold and just drag it down. Oh, that was just a click. Click anywhere on the side. There you go. Click and hold and drag it down into that new section. You'll see the orange bar pop up. Touch that gray plus. Touch it. There it is. Ooh, close. We just want that orange bar to pop up. Scroll me up just a little bit. Yep, let's go back to that button. There you go. Just click and hold your button and drag it down. Touch that gray plus. You'll see an orange bar pop up. Bingo, drop it. So now you don't have to go redo all the work you've done. You've already done the work. You can just add your sections like that, drag the right things into the right sections, and truly make it whatever you want. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
So good. Okay. Let's undo that button pull. So in the top right, we have an undo button. Nice. And we'll just leave it there where it was. Now, to get to your original question you came in here for today, let's go to the very top of your funnel and we're going to fix that spacing problem. Okay. I want you first to go to your section setting. Yes. And you can just click. Now that your section is highlighted, you can just click and check this out. No, you're perfect. Just highlight your section again. Just go to your section settings. It's up in the top right. Now that your section, yes, perfect. Okay, so scroll me down a little bit. Now we're looking at our section settings on the right hand side. And oop, that's a little far. We're going to go up. We're looking at our padding. Padding is the spacing that we have, and it's the spacing that we have set to our section. Always at the top, gang, when the settings are open, you can always see what it is that you're editing. So we're editing your section right now, and your section has a lot of top padding. And that's why we have that space here on your funnel. That is space in the top padding of the section, and it's literally creating space. So first thing we should do is remove that. Drag the slider all the way left. Bingo. Now the top padding has been completely removed and your text is right up top. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So good. If you ever see weird spacing like that, you should go to the section, look at the padding, then to the row, look at the padding, then to the element, look at the padding. And there's one more cool thing I want to show you now, Adrian. Now that we've removed all the padding, you might want to add a little more space at the top. Just you might say, "Oh, that text is really really close to the top. I want to make a little more space." You might say a bunch of things. You have full control. So let me show you this really cool thing. Click onto the side for me just to get out of your section settings. Nice. Let's go to your headline, your element. Let's go to that element settings. Correct. Correct. Absolutely. We have something called margin. Do you know what margin is?
Yes, the top of the page.
Yes, it's how we can move that element up and down on the page. So take that top margin slider, slide it a little bit to the right for me. That will add a positive margin, and positive margins will bring your text or element down on the page. But if you wanted to bring it up on the page, you could slide that slider to the left. That will create what's called a negative margin. And negative margins move things up on the page. So move that left for me a little bit. Let's make it negative 10.
Oops.
Oh, sure, yeah, let's just hop in. Okay, we're just gonna have to redo that really quick because that didn't obviously that save didn't save. That change didn't save, excuse me. So now I want you to drive on this one.
Okay.
Let's see what loads in here. There we go. That padding is back. So how would you remove that padding? Come on with it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Perfect. Perfect. And then just remember, if you want to change your elements from here, it's very common that we would just remove the padding on our sections and rows and then use the margin on the elements themselves, right? So if you drag that slider left to right, positive margins to the right, negative margins will bring it up on the page. Bingo. From there, you can literally make anything.
Okay.
That looks great to me personally. What do you think? Click on your funnel. That'll get the settings out of the way. I like
Yeah,
that a lot. How about you?
yes, I do.
Absolutely. Nice. Great. Okay, what other questions do we have today?
That was pretty much it.
Okay, well, awesome. Thanks for giving me 30 minutes to answer a super simple question, Adrian. I hope that helps you.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Have a great new year. Look forward to seeing you soon. Hey, by the way, gang, no session tomorrow. Tomorrow is a company holiday. No OFA session tomorrow. All right, let's hop over to Dreamin. Good morning, Dreamin.
Hi, good morning.
Great to see you again. How can I help?
Yeah, I worked on the funnel template that you suggested yesterday,
Nice.
and I have a few questions.
Okay.
I'm using the webinar funnel as a diagnostic and selection tool,
Okay.
not as a mass webinar. Where exactly should I transition from teaching to invitation so it feels earned and not salesy?
Well, the entire webinar actually teaches. That's the whole that's the whole purpose of a webinar. Okay, so when it comes to webinars, we share the strategies, not the tactics. And that's something that takes a while, I think, for it's really click with people. So the entire webinar is technically teaching, but you're just teaching the overarching strategy. Like in Russell's webinars, the ones that blew up ClickFunnels, he had secrets number one, two, and three. He had his big domino. Are you familiar with the big domino?
No.
Okay, God, dreaming we are going to have so much fun together for these next 30 days. Okay, in a webinar, your webinar has to knock over one big domino. And you, as a marketer and you, as a business owner, have to find that one domino that people need knocked over. Because the one big domino, if I can knock over that one big domino, if I could make them believe this one thing, then they literally have to buy the thing that I'm buying because I've knocked over their biggest domino. Back in the day, Russell's big domino was funnels. Running funnels will transform your business. That was his big domino. If he could knock over that one domino for people, it would transform their lives and they would have to buy. So his big domino was funnels will change your business and change your life. Secret number one for that was what is a funnel? Secret number two for that was secret number two for that was then how to create an actual movement. Because it's not just enough to have a funnel, you have to create a movement for people to come into so that you are the leader of that entire movement. It's a new opportunity. So, secret number one to knocking over that domino of funnels will transform your business and your life is to show them what funnels are, the step-by-step processes and intelligent psychology that you take people through on your online presence. Secret number two was how to create a movement, how to create a cult, sure, that people want to be a part of. And secret number three was traffic. Now that you have the funnel, now that you have the culture, now that you have the movement created, you need to be able to run traffic. You need to be able to bring this thing to the people because it's not like Field of Dreams. You can build it, but nobody's coming out of the corn to find it. And that's what Russell taught in the webinar. How to use funnels, how to build a movement and a culture, and how to run traffic and get your thing in front of your dream customer. So the whole webinar is teaching, but he showed no strategies. He didn't teach the strategies to building a funnel, or the tactics, excuse me. He didn't teach tactically how to build a funnel. Like you just saw me go through and show sections, rows, and elements. That's a core foundational piece of knowledge when it comes to funnel building, but we don't talk about that in the webinar. That's tactics. I'm just teaching strategy, the overarching strategy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Nice.
And
Nice.
for a high trust audience like parents, would you recommend revealing price live or routing them to an application first?
Great question. What's the price point?
Like I have three price points. It's like 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months.
Oh, that's right. Full pay payment plans. I remember this now. What's the so first off, when it comes to webinars, how I like to teach this is an entire marketing psychology concept. How I like to teach this is a confused mind always says no. Take that to the bank. That is guaranteed. That is every single time. If you guys think back to your lives, you have never been in a state of confusion. Like if you were going to go buy a car, or if you're going to buy a house, or if you're going to go buy something at Target, if you're looking at something and you're confused about that thing, or you're
Not buying it.
confused on the term, you're never buying it. So, as sales says, a confused mind always says no, and that is facts and that is true. And you know what's the fastest way to cause confusion? To give people choices. The more choices you give people, the more opportunity for confusion or doubt you allow to enter their mind. Because now you might do a webinar and people might love your offer. People might be like, man, this is amazing. This is exactly what I need for my child. But she has a 3 month, a 6 month, and a 9 month. I don't know how many months we need. Oop, that's confusion. And now they say no. Right. Rule of thumb for marketing, do not give people choices. The more choices you give people, the lower your conversions will go. You want to know, you make an offer, dreaming. You know these parents. You know their children. You know your frameworks. You know your process. And you know what they need to get the result. Because that's what you're selling them, right? You're
So
selling people a result. You're selling people an outcome that they desire. And you need to know what they need. And you sell them what they need. So if they need the 6 month program, do not offer 3 and 9. Only offer the 6 month program. The only thing I would tell you to do is you could offer full pay and payment plan, but that would only be for your offer. When you buy today, you're going to get my 6 month program, my weekly coaching, my journal, my digital workbook to help you do the things, right? That is the offer you create. Does that make sense?
yes, it does.
Good.
And does my headline clearly signal where confidence is required? I can share my funnel.
Please do. Let's take a look at that headline.
Is it visible?
100%.
Does this clearly signal where confidence is required, like interviews, discussions, leadership situations, or does it still being risk? There is risk of being interpreted as bullying or stage fear.
I do not get bullying or stage fear at all. And it's very much so because you have this one line, learn to speak clearly. I understand what you're sharing with me now. I truly get it. I really love your top banner too. Free live parent briefing for grades 6 through 12. I love the briefing. Selective, parents only, limited seats. Love that. That's urgency and scarcity. In case you don't know, urgency and scarcity is the greatest driver of sales. Again, you can have the strongest hook. You can make the best offer that has people sitting in the seat saying, "Oh my gosh, it's like they built this for me. This is perfect." But if we don't have urgency and scarcity, a reason why they need to take action today, we're not going to make any sales, because people are going to say, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's like Dreamin knew exactly what my problems were and she made a perfect solution for all my problems. I'm going to get this next week." And then what happens? Next week comes and they didn't get it, and the next week, and the next week, and they never bought because there's no urgency for them to buy, which you'll learn as you keep going through the training. In webinars, we typically use a fast action bonus. So we'll say, hey, and when you guys buy today, you're going to get this amazing thing. You'll learn all about those bonuses and urgency as you go more into the training. But you have urgency and scarcity here, and it's great urgency and scarcity, and I'm a huge fan of it. Now, I don't know that we want to say smart teens. I really like the headline, especially with what we had before. This is a much better improvement. But what if a smart teen? Okay,
Should we remove smart and put only teens?
don't remove smart yet, because here's the thing. Dream customer is everything. There are tons of teens out there. Some teens are athletes, some teens are in chess club. Some teens don't do anything and they sit on the couch and eat bonbons and play video games all day. Some teens are smart. Some teens are dumb. Right? There are so many different types of teens out there. And in trying to speak to everyone, we typically speak to absolutely no one. That's dream customer. You don't try and ever speak to all teens. You identify your niche of teens, the teens you are wanting to serve, and you speak to them. You have a headline for them. So I feel two things about this, Dreamin'.
Okay.
On one hand, I'm ecstatic. I'm very happy because you're identifying a dream customer, right? You are speaking to an actual parent, and in this case, parents of smart teens. I love that. The worry that I have is, oh, well, what if a parent, like as soon as I saw how smart teens learn to speak clearly, the first thing I thought was, well, what if my kid's dumb? Now, a parent, because honestly, parents probably won't tell their kids that they're dumb, but parents think certain things about their kids. They might have some smart kids. They might have some kids that aren't geniuses, right?
Mm.
So it makes you wonder, does that cast out any parent who might not think their child is a genius? Right? At the end of the day, I can't make a call right now on whether to have smart in there or not. That is something that will have to be told to us by our dream customers. And always remember, we let our customers vote with their wallets and actions. So, this is one of those things that we should split test. We should try, we should put it out there and see how our customers react. Are you familiar with split testing?
Yes.
Okay, I can show you how to make a split test in just a moment. I think that would be your great first split test. You can have one that says how smart teens and one, well, let me, before we get into that, excuse me, sorry. Who is your dream customer?
Actually, my dream customers are NRIs, non-resident Indians, who do not live in India, but they live outside. And first, I'm targeting US and Canada.
Okay, so you said you want to target NRIs in America and Canada.
Yes.
That's what I want to see in a headline.
How?
NRI, you just said NRI, and it makes me feel like that's a very common term for maybe you and your friends to use. Would you agree?
Yes, sorry. It's non-resident Indians.
No, that's fine. You told me what it was. I'm just seeing how it rolled off your tongue. It felt very fluent when you said that. So, would you assume that your dream customer knows what NRI means?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe a headline is secrets exposed. How NRI teens are learning to speak clearly under pressure in just 90 days.
Great.
There's dream customer all in there. You're speaking to a specific dream customer, right? Because now your ads are targeted. You have targeted ads for NRIs. You can target those people, even if you just targeted Indians, right? You can target those people. You can get specific enough to target those exact people. So now an ad hits their Facebook that says the underground secrets that NRIs have been using for the past decade to make sure their kids have amazing lives in America, right? And so they're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. They click that ad and they come here to this page. And it's like, oh, this is a secret presentation for NRIs only. Yeah, sign me up.
That's wonderful.
Yes, that's great. I love that. Um, so I'm sorry, I was talking a lot there. What questions do you have from here?
Like, what moment in a parent's decision making should the funnel target? Like fear of being overlooked, regret of starting late, or uncertainty about the right exposure?
Well, it's going to be fear, 100%. It's going to be the fear of the parent. And again, I can help you theorize, but that is something that, like, I'm sorry, I have such a hard time. I have
No,
such
go
a hard
on.
time
Let's speak in
articulating.
gold.
I always have such a hard time articulating the roadmap of business success to people. Like, everybody. Okay, I'm not talking about you here at all, Dream, and I've really enjoyed working with you so far. You've been fantastic. I'm just going to speak freely about my experiences over the last 7 years and what I've noticed. Everybody thinks that getting a funnel and building a business is overnight success. It is not. First off, for the businesses that have overnight success, you haven't seen the failures. You haven't seen the last 10 years and all the things they've gone through to learn what they've learned so they can launch successful businesses overnight. But everybody thinks that it's like, oh, I just build a funnel and I use a little AI and all of a sudden I'm having massive success and I know everything about my customer. And it's just not that way. It is an iterative process over and over. It is doing a webinar and then calling your customers and hearing what your customers have to say. I forgot literally I forgot the question that you asked early on to get me there, but I remember I could theorize with you. Oh, fear. What's the fear? I could theorize with you the fear. I could theorize the fear of letting down your child. I could theorize that, like, I think a big fear that your parents would have is 30 years down the line when they're on their deathbeds and should be looking at their children as successful and be proud of the work that they did over their lifetimes to create great children and help them have good, solid, sustainable lives. Like, sure, yeah, that's a big fear that I would have, and I think that's a big fear that many parents have. We also have vanity fear. They might want to do this because they only care about what their friends are going to think of them, and their friends are going to judge them based on the success of their children. So the fear that they might have is all social fear and vanity fear. I could theorize forever, and this is where most people get it wrong. This is where most people get it wrong, and this is why it's not hard to win the game of business. It is not hard. It's just, can you stick it out longer than your competition? Can you do a webinar every single week? And at the end of that webinar, can you call your customers? And can you talk to them? Can you call the people that registered and didn't buy? And the people that did buy too? Can we talk to our customers? And can we learn from our customers' mouths themselves the biggest fear that they had about their child and why they bought this program or why they didn't buy? And can we do this for 6 months and have conversations with our customers constantly so we can finally really understand what drives them? So we can finally really understand our person. Because that's what makes a business take off. Once you really understand your customer, your headlines are all in time. You know who you're speaking to. You can market to that person. You can write headlines, the offers that you come up with in the future. You have a dream customer. You've been doing the thing. You've had the conversations. You know what they struggle with. Now, making offers gets really, really easy because you know your customer. And I see far too many people far too often, gang, they stop. They do it a month. They do it 2 months. And then it's hard. And oh man, I ran a webinar for a month and I didn't get any sales. Just a month? You know how many webinars I did before I made success? You know how many Russell did? You know how many everybody else in the world did before they had success? So what separates the people who had success from everybody else? It's just a longer time horizon. It's just a stronger why. It's just a deeper level of commitment. They do these things for months until they finally have the right conversation and everything finally clicks for them. And then they have their success. But are we willing to go through? Your pleasure is just on the other side of pain. but are you willing to go through the pain? Are you willing to do the hard work? The work that isn't glamorous, the work that isn't a social media post. Are you willing to sit behind your computer for a Monday and call 100 people that didn't buy your thing and have conversations about why? Are you willing to do that? Because that's what really works. It's what worked 50 years ago. It's what works today. It's why giant corporations like GM Motors spends millions of dollars a year on focus groups so that they can show their designs to people, so that they can hear the customer feedback and then change based on the customer feedback. It's the reason Fiskars, you know Fiskars Scissors? It's a company, Fiskars. Fiskars Scissors spends Scissors gang, a scissor company spends millions of dollars a year bringing in what they call their Fisker ladies, who are these ladies who use their scissors every day, have communities of people who they teach arts and crafts to that also use their scissors. Fisker Scissors spends millions of dollars a year so that they can hear from their customers on what they're thinking, so that they can improve their scissors. So, thanks for letting me rant on that, Dreamin'. I
No,
say all that to
it's so
say
important.
that is the game. That's the game. I wish it was more glamorous. I wish I had a crystal ball. I say this a lot. I wish I had a crystal ball that I can rub. I can theorize. I can help you start out on what we would think is the right track. I can help you unlock the answers you already have but don't know how to find them. I can do all that. At the end of the day, we need to go. We need to do. Eileen Wilder, in our world, Eileen Wilder is we call her the Queen Eileen. She's a fantastic person. She's got a great business. But anyway, the Queen Eileen, she has a great saying that I love. She says, "2/3 of God's name is go." So go, baby, go, baby, go. And I love that. I absolutely love it. I'd like to take it a step farther though. 2/3 of God's name forwards is go, but 2/3 of God's name backwards is do. So go and do and go and do. And that's how we have success. You run a webinar, you have your headline, you're speaking the message, and then you call everybody and you see how they receive that message. You have genuine conversations. Next week, you tweak the headline, you tweak a little bit, you change some stuff in your webinar, and you call your customers. The same thing you're going to learn in the training, Dreamin'. How Russell teaches it is you do your webinar, and after your webinar, you export the chat. This is literally what Russell did to make like the greatest webinars that he's well known for. This is what he did. He did the webinar. He would export the chat when the webinar was done. And he would look at the chat. He would read through it and he would say, "Oh, everything's going good. People are fired up. Oh, people are fired up. Great answers. Well, that's weird. Hold on. People got confused here at this part." So he would see the timestamp in the export. He would say, "Oh, wait, okay, at 23 minutes in, people got really confused." So he'd go back to his slides. That was at this slide. "Oh, they're all confused about this thing. I need to change how I talk about that." And then he would do that every single week. He would look through, he would find the things that people had problems with, that they were confused on, that wasn't resonating, that wasn't working, and he would tweak it. And he did that week after week after week after week after week. And then he had an amazing presentation. That's how he sells $3.2 million in 90 minutes. It's not just perfect every time. It's tweaking and it's iterative processes. Does all that make sense?
Yes.
Great. Thanks for letting me grandstand on that. Um,
Split test.
Split test. Let me show you how to make a split test. I'm looking at the funnel too. I'm super happy with everything. The only thing I'm seeing is down here in these boxes, you don't have secret number 1, secret number 2, secret number 3. You also have a lock symbol. I would probably have unlock symbols over lock because unlock looks like, oh, I'm going to unlock this. I'm going to learn this. The lock symbol makes me think, oh, I'm not actually going to learn these things. But you might also want to play around with having secret number 1. That typically converts really, really well.
Okay.
Uh, but aside from that, love everything I've seen here. Let's exit the editor, please. Top left, right up there. Great. Okay, we want to split test this page now. Do you know, have I explained to you funnel URLs and how you run traffic to them?
No.
Okay, let's do this. Here is your funnel URL at the very top. When you're ready to run ads, or when you maybe you want to make a post on your social media and you want to link your funnel in the post. Whenever you want to send anybody to your funnel, whether it's through paid traffic, organic marketing, or you just want to send it in an email to your sister. If you want to send somebody to your funnel, you always use this top main funnel URL. Why this really matters for you. You have an ad and you're going to run traffic. People go to your ad, there's a button on your ad that says learn more. They click that button, and then they're taken here to your funnel URL. From there, they will enter your funnel as you made it. So you send traffic up here to your main funnel URL, and they're just going to go in and go to your opt in page. Here's why that's important. It'll all make sense. Click your three dots on the opt in page, please. Split test page, first option. We're going to use a duplicate. You could make an entire new page if you wanted to try like an entirely new design, but we just want to test a headline. So we're going to use a duplicate. Check this out. So now we have two opt-ins. Look at that. We're running our split test. On this page, you can have headline A. On this page, you can have headline B. And you can see the page views and conversions on each of these pages. So you can literally see which headline is getting me the most registrations. Is it A, my original, or B, my test? Whichever one gets you the most conversions, that's the winner. That's the new control. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you have a split test slider. You can see right now 100% of traffic is being sent to your control or your original. Click that split test step for me, please. Now put that slider at 50-50. Bingo, and apply the change. This is your traffic slider. Now that we have this in place, remember, you run an ad on Facebook. Somebody clicks on your ad, and in your ad, when it says, hey, where do you want people to go to? You give it the URL. You give it that URL. So they click your ad, they're taken to your main funnel URL, and they enter your funnel as you've built it, which would be starting with a split test. And now 100 people click your ad, 50 go here, 50 go here. And you're running a true split test now. You never have to worry about URLs either. Like after you kill this split test and you make a new split test, you don't have to update your ads or the URLs in your ads. You're always sending people from your ad to the funnel URL. So as you're changing things in the funnel, you never have to touch it in your ads again. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. If it doesn't make sense, the biggest thing I want you guys to know is that is the URL that you share when running ads. Easy peasy. But so now you have a split test. You have an editor for each page. You can go into each page and you can make a specific headline. And yes, and now you can run traffic when you're ready. And we're going to be able to make an actual data-driven decision. I think I mentioned it when I first started talking to you today. We let customers vote with their wallets and actions.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying here. This is just my registration page, right? They're just opting in. It's totally free. It's an action that they take with me. And that's how we let people vote. At the end of the day, I wish I could rub a crystal ball and tell you what the best headline is. I can't. Your
Yes.
customers will. I can give you a good starting point. Does all that make sense?
Yes.
Boom, so good. Every day. That's every day. Every day, that's what you're doing. You're calling your customers, you're looking at chat, you're making data-driven decisions. You're running webinars and you're iterating. So good. There's $1 million right there sitting for everybody in the world. Everybody in the world can do that.
So on this template, which section most often becomes the conversion bottleneck? Is the headline?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, when it comes to pretty much any opt-in page, which this is, technically speaking, this is an opt-in. They just give you name and email in exchange for access. It's totally free. They're opting in. The above the fold is by far the most important thing. I shared with you what above the fold is, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, the above the fold, your headline, the things that you're saying right away, also the imagery that you're using. Uh, all of that is by far the biggest bottleneck. Many times, the information down below isn't super important, and you're going to notice that too. Have we talked about Microsoft Clarity?
No.
Okay. Um, I'm going to get you a link right now. All right, got it. I'm going to put a link in the chat for you. It's going to show you how to set up and connect Microsoft Clarity to your funnel. Microsoft Clarity is amazing. It's screen recording and heat mapping software. So what that means is you're going to get screen recordings of people on your funnel. When they go visit your funnel, you're going to get to see the exact recording of the
Wow.
time that they spent on your funnel. You're also going to get to see heat maps. We're marketers dreaming. We make data-driven decisions. I don't ever want to pull from the ether. I don't ever want to just do something because it sounds cool to me. I'm driven by my customers always. That's what real marketers, that's the only way that we ever think. So, you're going to have screen recordings and heat mapping. And what you are going to see is that most people make a decision on whether they're going to register or not register by just reading the above the fold. They might scroll down a little bit, they might look for a little bit of information, but this is a simple transaction here. You have a headline that shows people the secret presentation and what they're going to learn. They either choose, do I want to opt in for that or not? There's not too much scrolling that typically happens on a page like this. So 100% the bottleneck is the above the fold. That's if we only focused on the above the fold, we for the first like 3 months, we'd be doing great.
That's very, very important. And what's the single biggest mistake people make when using this webinar funnel
They
for
try
high
and
ticket
teach,
education?
they try and teach, they try and run a webinar, and when they get people into the webinar, the
Mm.
biggest thing is they're trying to teach. They're trying to show the tactics and not just share the strategies. Like and then they get caught up in the weeds, and then they get caught up in the tech, and then they get caught up in all these things. And a webinar should not be teaching like that. Webinars should not be doing live demos like that. Webinars are unbelievably simple. People just make them far too complicated. And right behind that, I would say people don't identify the big domino. You don't have to, I see a lot of people that run webinars that are really successful and they don't really have a great big domino identified, but those people are also great speakers. They also have a great brand that they've built. So they can kind of get away with that. But the big thing that I see is people teaching the tactics and trying to teach too much in a webinar and not knowing their number one domino, the number one thing in their customer's mind that they're having to knock over.
Okay. And when studying funnels from people like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, or even Russell Brunson, what's the correct way to reverse engineer them, like without copying links directly? Like which parts should we be studying?
All of it. Honestly,
And
all of it.
how do we just like you just send that link sellingonline.com and we understood the funnel. Is there a way like where we can see these and then reverse engineer them and find out?
Um, Not quite. What you're talking about is what we call funnel hacking.
Kind of.
Yes, finding your top 3 to 5 competitors, the people that are currently doing the thing that you want to do, and they're doing it better than you are. They have the success that you want to model and emulate for yourself. You can try and reinvent the wheel, you can try and pull from the ether, or you can just model success that people have already had and model it for yourself.
Mm.
I love funnel hacking. It's made me who I am. If I never learned funnel hacking, I wouldn't be here today. But I'll show you that in the new year. I'll show you that next week. I'll help you learn funnel hacking. I have a great system for it.
Oh,
What I would like you to do in the meantime is I would like you to do research. Uh, Perplexity,
Okay.
Perplexity.ai. Perplexity is my favorite research tool. It is so good at research. Um, Regardless of how you do your research, I would like you to do research this weekend and find your competitors. I want you to find 3 to 5 top category king competitors. Like you mentioned, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson. Those are certainly category kings. They are the kings of their category, their niche, their industry. They're the top names, right? Everybody knows them and they have great respect. So yes, find those because those are the people that spend millions of dollars a year split testing, trying new things, and figuring out what works and converts the best. Yes, find those. But also, I would like you to find 3 to 5 businesses that are maybe like $1 to $10 million. They're not at a Tony Robbins level. They haven't been consulting with presidents and dictators for the past 50 years, right? They're more what they're doing, the strategies they're doing will be working better for you than a Russell and a Tony. It's you're not there yet, so it's really hard to model and emulate that because you're not there. You don't have all the reviews, you don't have all the case studies, you don't have all the testimonials, you don't have all the featured in Forbes and NBC News. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
You want to see conceptually what those category kings are doing. And there will be parts that we can pull from the category kings. Like as you look at Tony, Dean, and Russell, you will find similarities of like, wow, they're all doing these things the same way. They all have these certain things they're talking about on their funnels. You'll find a lot of common things, but you're also going to find a lot of common things they're doing that you're just not there yet. This is a new business, correct?
Yeah, actually, this is not very new. So far, I have been teaching free for almost 3 years.
Okay.
Now I started charging.
Okay, cool. So, okay, yes. While it's still not new,
Yeah.
you have
I
been
have
doing
lots
it.
of testimonials from parents, from the teens as well. I have been teaching teens from, like, in my cohort, I had teens from Norway, US, Canada, India.
Cool. Oh, great. So you have success to prove to. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be huge. Anyway, end of the day, 3 to 5 category kings, Tony, Deans, Russells, and 3 to 5 $1 to $10 million businesses. They're doing well, they're doing good. And we're going to take a blend of those things. That is what you're going to funnel hack.
Thank you so much.
Of course. My pleasure, Dreamin'. Great questions. Do you have any more for me today?
Is it more effective to model structure, like from those 3 to 5 businesses who are in the range of 1 to 10 million? Should I be doing that, or should I first stick to what I'm doing?
Well, you should stick to what you're doing. You have the OFA framework, and it is a great framework to start on. So you're starting on a great level of success as is. Don't get too distracted by the others. Again, iterative processes. I know we all want to start out with the best thing possible, and yes, we do. But m- just launch. Go and do. Getting started is by far the most important thing. And then once we do, then we can start plugging in other things that we're seeing from our competition. You could take a block from the category kings and add it. You can try a headline that they're using. The most important thing as you're looking is to actually see the frameworks that they're running. Like, what kind of funnels are they running? Are they
Exactly.
running ads to opt-in funnels? Are they running ads to sales pages, ads to webinars? Are they selling courses? Are they selling communities? Are they bundling it all together and selling courses and communities? Like seeing the framework of what they're doing.
Yes.
That's the most important. Because once I show you next week how to break down a page, do you know that funnels are just hook, story, offer?
Offer. Yes.
Great. That's all that they're broken down into 3 main blocks, and there's different blocks inside of those. So all of that stuff is really easy to teach. It's more so seeing the business behind the funnel, seeing like what they're actually doing. Oh, they're running ads to an opt-in funnel. They're getting people's information. They have an email sequence that goes out for 7 days, and 7 days after opt-in, then they're trying to sell them this thing. Understanding the actual processes that they're running, that's the most important. And I will show you how to do that next week.
Thank you so much.
You are more than welcome, Dreamin'. Great questions today. Okay, Patricia, to round us out, remix.
Hey, Dante.
Hey,
Can I
Patricia,
share my screen?
please do.
Okay. Here it is. Okay, you see that?
It's coming through right now.
I
Oh, God.
was just listening to you
Woo, look
earlier
at you.
where you were talking about putting a picture in the background. So I pulled this picture just to see what it looks like. But how do you adjust the picture in the background to make it faded?
Oh, great question. Let's go to your row settings there. You put the picture on your row, correct?
I put it on no, I put it under the
On the section?
yeah, I put it on the section.
I don't think so. So let's learn together here, gang.
Okay.
Highlight your section again, please. That green section is right
Yeah,
there. The top of her section is right there where the blue goes to the white. So that's green. And look at that white space there, right?
yeah.
That's your section
Oh,
space.
okay.
So
All
if
right.
if your image, yes, if your image went all the way up to the edges, then
Okay.
you would have put the image on your section. But I think you put
Oh,
it on your row. So let's
okay. I see it now. Yeah.
nice. Let's go to your
It's here.
row settings. Let's check that out.
Where'd it
Just
go?
move your mouse down from there, just up above your image. And there we
Yeah,
go. And then
there it
rows.
is.
Lovely, lovely. And let's see, we have our background, which we'll scroll down to find a little more.
There
Background
it is.
image URL. I can see you do have a URL. So, yes, you put your background image right here.
Yeah,
Now,
that's it. Yep.
and you want to make it a little faded, right?
Yeah.
Great. Let's go to, well, so what Russell would have done is Russell would have taken that image. Well, Russell's designers would have taken this image to Canva and they would have edited the original image so that it has that grayscale on it. And then
Oh,
just added it to their ClickFunnels account. But no worries. You can still do that right here. Let's go down to your color. It's right there. Great. And you have your foreground. We're going to go to your foreground. Nice. Now there's a slider right here. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah.
yeah.
Start sliding that left.
Left.
Yep. Sorry, maybe right. I think I'm losing my mind. Bring it to the right more. Yeah, there you go. And then you can also choose the color. So right now we're just using white, but up here is your little color selector. So if you were to drag that down to like maybe here, yeah, you see you can choose
Oh,
for itself. And then
oh,
bottom, that slider is called an opacity slider. So you can choose the color, like if you wanted a gray or a black, you could do
yeah.
so. Yeah, like bring
Oh,
it bottom left for me, all the way bottom left. That's
bottom left. Yeah.
black. Right.
Oh,
And then you could change the opacity of it and make whatever you need.
oh, neat.
Yep. Or take it to Canva and do it in Canva. There's no right or wrong. As long as you whatever is best and easiest for you to create your desired outcome.
Okay, so Canva does works kind of the same way. I got Canva and I'm learning how to use that as well.
Canva is very similar, yes.
Okay. All right. That was helpful.
Nice. Let's see what that. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
This is a book that I'm going to write. It's called It Is Written. So it's not coming, but that's what I'm gotta put on my list to a product. I've got to list it as a product and put a price on it.
Nice. Come on with it, Patricia. Is that an AI image or is that real?
That's me. I fed it into Chat GBT.
Wow, good
Yeah,
work.
that's me.
I
Yes.
love that. So
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
You got it, Patricia. Have a happy new year.
You too.
All right, gang. So good. Oh my gosh. I love my job. You guys are awesome. Great stuff today.
And I
Great.
saw your video on YouTube, the newest one you got out. I don't remember the name, but it was a new one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Nice. What was it about?
I don't remember, but it was advertising like it was, don't ask me that. It wasn't a training session.
Right. Was it an ad? Was it
And
a
you were clean shaven and you looked real clean and handsome.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. You're too sweet, Patricia. Um, well, gang, great stuff today. Thank you for letting me kind of ramble. Hopefully that was helpful. You know, we want these. I ask of you that all questions asked be questions that will benefit everybody, the entire group of us. You guys are amazing in doing that. So hopefully, thanks for letting me ramble. Hopefully today that was information that helps all of you understand your marketing and your funnels just a little bit better. I really, really enjoyed that. I'm super excited for what's to come in 2026, gang. I really, truly am. We have a lot of great stuff down the pipe, a lot of great plans on both the ecom track and the expert track. We had a meeting with Russell a couple days ago that was very uplifting. So I'm really excited for it, and I'm just really proud of you guys. It's been an amazing year. And I just would like to urge you as we go into this new year, as tonight's New Year's and we're celebrating and in great moods, gang, please find somebody that knows how to celebrate you. Find somebody that knows how to genuinely be happy and celebrate you. And can we celebrate our wins, both big and small? You know, normally we tell you to celebrate the small wins, but I would love for you guys. I don't know if you've ever done it before, but to actually sit down on New Year's Day and look at all the amazing things that you're able to do that year. You know, if you've never heard, there's 5 F's of entrepreneurialism, and put these F's in whatever order is most intentional to you: faith, family, finances, friendships, faith, family, finances, friendships, fitness. Faith, family, finances, friendships, fitness. Those are 5 F's that every entrepreneur in the history of the universe is unbelievably intentional about. Those are 5 F's that, if you look at the analogy of you have some big glass bowls, little glass bowls, and sand, those 5 F's are big glass bowls for most successful entrepreneurs out there. So, gang, if you've never done it, just think about this last year in those 5 F categories. Look at each category and take time and list out the things that you've been intentional about. List out the things that you've been nurturing, the plants that you've been watering. List out the victories that you've had, and feel free to list out the great things that you've seen come from your intentionality this year as well. After the new year, I'm a big fan of doing the adverse. After the new year, I'm a big fan of looking at what things I did not accomplish. What things did I not do well? What things can I work on? What things can I get better on so I get better outcomes? But I do that after the new year. As we go into this new year, small hinges swing big doors. Even the small wins are the wins that get momentum moving, that lead us to our main success. So please take some time tonight, today, tomorrow, however you do New Year's, find somebody that knows how to genuinely celebrate you and celebrate your wins. Say them out loud to somebody. Tell somebody what you have done this year and what you're proud of and why. It's an amazing thing. A lot of times it can be conflicting. I still every year since I've started this world, I feel very conflicted on New Year's. I've full honesty, I've never had a year that I did all the things I wanted to do. I've never had a year that I hit all of my goals. I probably won't ever have one, you know, and that's okay. We do our best. We try as hard as we can. But it's a really great opportunity. I hope you guys would it's a really great practice. I hope you guys will take the opportunity. But at the very least, have a great time, enjoy yourselves, celebrate. I'm looking forward. I want to see everybody here on Monday. Patricia, don't you go crazy tonight on me. I want to see you guys back on Monday. Oh, excuse me, Friday. Friday, we are gonna have another session. So you guys
Okay.
have a great one. Love being here with you. Thank you for your intentionality over this year and these last 30 days. I'm really excited to be here with you guys going forward. Have an amazing rest of your day. Have an amazing new year. We'll be back with you guys on Friday to keep things moving. Have a great one.
Yes.